This is Marcellus Nash.
This is Malcolm Nash.
And you're listening to the best of three black guys with a mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay.
Are you drinking, man?
I don't know.
Are you drinking?
I don't even understand how you could even put Common and Bob Marley and Marvin Gaye. And even Marvin Gaye in the same.
Who's on your iPhone, iPad? Who's in your playlist right now that ain't saying this?
Maynard, I know you a little bit on the right. And Lamont, I know you got that country club lifestyle. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. This episode of Three Black Guys with a Mic is being brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's has changed the value game all over again. Today, grab yourself a 4 for $4. A juicy junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, large fry, 4-piece nugget, and a drink. You can always get it fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now let's start the show. This is going to be a podcast with three black guys and our opinion on fashion, politics, race, religion, and anything else you can think of. Now, my friends, they got a lot of noise in the background. I don't know why, but they got a lot of noise in the background. I want to introduce, Lamont Hayes, as well as Maynard Scales. My name is Spud. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for taking this time. Welcome. Tell everybody what we're doing on this fantastic podcast and how this whole idea. Maynard, tell everybody how this idea came about.
Honestly, first of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit. He talks shit all the time, and it's always hilarious.
Why you going in on my man already? Why you going in on my man already?
My man Lamont is, y'all my people. He's full of shit, and talking shit with Lamont is so much fun, but he always makes me think. And then me and Lamont, we were like, are we wasting time talking shit and not recording this? And so, we got a hype voice to bring it all together. This is the official guide to the B-Boy's opinion on everything.
So, let's kind of go back and kind of, let people know, how we all got together. I mean, we've known each other for a very long time. I moved to Detroit in 1998. Lamont is from Detroit. Maynard, you worked in Detroit, for a very long time. And this is kind of how, our relationship began, just being in Detroit. Lamont now lives in New York. I still live in Detroit. Maynard, lives in, VA. So we've continued on our friendship, for a very long time. But we always used to have these deep conversations deep sessions, all the time. And so I'm glad now that we have finally decided, to let the world really hear, what we got to say. Lamont, I know you didn't get the opportunity to chime in yet because Maynard kind of cut you off, but go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know, your thoughts on this podcast, my brother.
Well, first, let me just try to defend myself because I think this whole thing is going to turn into, a left versus right. But as Spud said, I am Lamont Hayes. In my former life, they used to call me Big Willie on the street. I've been in the music business for about a little bit over 20 years now. Like Spud said, originally from Detroit, but relocated to the Northeast. And I just think what's very, very important is that three black guys, we just need our opinions are important as well, in our age perspective, just the way that we look at things. Sometimes we're a little bit overlooked. Everything is always focused on the younger generation, the millennials, to this and to that. But you know what? We have an opinion and we have a voice.
True.
Let's start the show off today with, the election. Of course, today is, November, we're in, and the election was last week, and we got a new, president-elect Donald Trump. The world is in an uproar. We don't know what happened. Let's start with what happened. Nobody thought that Donald Trump was going to be the president of the United States. Everybody took him for granted. So what happened? Why isn't Hillary Clinton our president at this moment?
Hillary Clinton isn't the president because she didn't give people enough to make her president. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody talked about how much she was going to do as far as the electoral votes, et cetera. And I mean, she didn't have what Barack had. She doesn't have that quintessential sexiness from a marketing standpoint, she was boring. We know that Saturday Night Live had clowned her about being, the leader of the Pantsuit Nation and being real safe and real cool and not trying to upset anything. And Donald Trump was a disruptor. He disrupted it all. He said, forget it. I'm gonna kick the door in. I'm going to call your mom names. I'm going to throw your parents out of the country.
Yo,
he got a lot of attention.
Listen, Donald Trump bought, Bill Clinton's old chicks to the debate. Now, if that ain't gangster, there ain't nothing more gangster in the world than you saying, listen, I'm bringing your old chicks to the dang old election. It ain't nothing you can do. I'm going to put them in the front row.
Front row, homie.
So listen, wait. So listen, let me be the first to say that I'm still trying to process, because it's been a few days, but I really haven't processed Donald Trump actually being the president of the United States. And again, I think a lot of people who voted for him, I don't think they really understand what they did. And, I made a call to a very good friend of mine, and, he'll remain nameless, but, he's actually in the Barack Obama current administration. And I had to ask him, like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, I don't understand. And what he said to me was a very interesting perspective that is kind of swirling around 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue right now, is that what Donald Trump was able to do, he was able to deliver a message that people wanted to hear. He said, forget the messenger. He said people went way beyond his buffoonery, his coonery, even though he's a non-African-American male, we try to put that on us. But he did some really clown stuff. But people look past that because of his message. Even just this morning, I was watching a show where the people in West Virginia, where he carried the whole entire state, said, listen, this man, he lied to us. He told us he's going to bring coal back. We know that. We know that he can't do it, but we have to try something because Hillary didn't even pay us any attention. So again, it's not the messenger, it's the message. And that's why, and I hate to say this, there are a lot of people who have no idea what they did, because I'll take it a step further. Donald knows nothing of what he's doing. The problem is the real president is that guy from Indiana, okay?
Yeah, no doubt.
And what he's going to do and what he's currently doing, as he just bumped Christie from being the transition team head. So he's positioning himself and he's telling you that he's going to be running this show. So that is the scariest part of all of this, that most people have no idea who he is, his ideology, his history, what he's done in India, in that particular state, and what's getting ready to happen over the next 4 years. No idea.
Why was he Teflon though? The tapes came out, the Access Hollywood came out, the woman on the plane said, he was, going up my dress and, because she wasn't like, I didn't have a problem with him touching on my titties. I had a problem when he started going up my skirt. Then I had a problem. In the beginning, she was all right.
I blame Mona Scott Young. Maynard,
now,
it's Mona's fault.
Why is it Mona's fault? Mona's over there trying to get her love and hip hop money, man.
I hear you, but we have been conditioned, is from, and not in the African American community, because the numbers show that there are more non-African Americans than African Americans that watch that type of television. We have just been just so programmed to think that this is TV, that this is fucking make-believe, and people don't understand that this is real. So you got this guy who's relatable, even from the local elections. Unfortunately, people are elected based off of name recognition and who they think they might like. So they're looking at this guy, and we still have to remember the larger percentage of this country is non-African American people. So those people are able to relate to him. He's cool, he's nice, he has a little money. He has a wife that's naked, you know what I mean? That he's out here in the streets. He's popping off. So he's like, he's like the cool little thing that's going to bring coal back to West Virginia. But he
ain't going to do none of that.
One thing is, I heard somebody say this. The one thing Donald is known for is lying. He's lied his whole life. So if you think he's going to stop lying now, okay, you just watch.
Well, I think the thing is, if you ask me, it comes down to something. Hillary Clinton didn't do enough to get the vote. And there should be no surprise. I don't know why anybody's surprised. And I'm going to say something it takes a while to do this
Oh, here
math,
goes his right stuff, Lamar. Here you going to the right.
Here you go.
No,
Here
this ain't right wing.
Here we go.
This is real talk. Every when I was in high school, every Saturday we played football. Every Monday we watched tape, and we said, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Barack won in 2008. In 2010, he lost the House. Did we correct that? We didn't correct that. We didn't fix that. We didn't get the House back. In 2010, we also lost the governor mansions around the country. And in 2014, we lost the Senate. The only three people who run in statewide elections are the governor, senators, and the president. So if the game tape tells you 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you've been losing slowly but surely, you've been losing, and you haven't corrected it, then why would you expect in 2016 you were going to win?
So now, but Maynard, here's what you're saying then, is that's not a Hillary Clinton problem. That's a Democratic National Convention problem. You're telling me that they fell asleep at the wheel of having the overall strategy. So you can't put that on Hillary.
There we go. Now, so you got me.
Come on, Maynard. Just a home girl. Don't act like that, Maynard.
It's a little bit cooler. It's hot in here.
Okay. So let me kind of get it, started. So a lot of people who don't know who London or Delicious is, London, we all know her as London because she's from Detroit, and we all, kind of grew up with her because we've all either worked or either lived in Detroit. I still live in Detroit. And so then London, went on the Flavor of Love and won, and Flavor of, Flav.
Wait a minute, but let's stop this, bud. Let's stop this. We've all grown up with her. Some of us have even dated her.
Yeah, we have. At any rate, but at the same time, so then, she went on Flavor of Love and won, and now she's this, became a huge reality star, and now she is a multimillionaire and a host and so forth and so on. And so the purpose of this conversation is because... the purpose of this conversation is because last week we had a debate on, our hip hop stars, or, reality stars becoming the new celebrities. And, in that conversation, we were talking about, people like Cardi B, and we were talking about Amber Rose as well as Black China and so forth and so on in regards to, are they, the new celebrities, or are they role models? Now, we all had a difference of opinion when it came to, is Cardi B a role model? And so this is where this conversation led into, because we know that you have been on reality TV. You do a lot of, partying and hosting in strip clubs and so forth and so on. But, and because I know you personally, sometimes that perception of you can be misconstrued by what the media may be portraying about you. And that's not always the case. And so we kind of wanted to get a little bit more of an in-depth view or opinion on what that really looks like and what you think, in regards to, can, a Cardi B or a Jocelyn Hernandez or whatever. Can they be?
We get it.
What?
We get it.
I'm asking the question now. I'm asking the question.
Really?
Yeah, I am now. I'm sorry. But I had to bring everybody up to speed. At any rate, do you think they can be role models? Now I'm done, Maynard.
Well, to roll? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, to roll it. No, it's so good. To roll it back, first of all, when you say the perception that the media gives you. I've been in this game now for 11 years as far as entertainment, past the local, level since the Flavor of Love back in 2006. And initially I was like, oh my God, the media perceives us one way or perceives me one way and I'm really another. You get what you give. And so looking back on some of the things that I gave and some of the things that I got from it, if there was something that I felt was wrong, I was partially or mostly to blame. Because...
Like what? Give us an example. What do you mean?
Like if you say, what they said was she is way too provocative. Well, I gave you that. If I was giving you sexy, then that was my intention. And sexy is a negative. That's what the bigger problem is. The names that people may call us. It's to me, it's based on your culture, your race, your age. If you call the 65-year-old woman sexy, it's a compliment because you're looking at her as though, wow, that's kind of rare for your age. You call a 17-year-old sexy, then she's being fast. So it has a lot of different things, that are factored in. But if you are giving that and you receive this response back, now it's different if you go someplace and you're totally doing, the total opposite of what anyone is perceiving you as. And that's just a hater, or that's just someone who is misunderstanding something or doing something intentionally, saying something intentionally. But if I pose on the cover of a magazine backwards in a thong, and then I say, woe is me because people find it to be, too sexy, that is pretty sexy. If I pose in a magazine with a full swimsuit and I'm sitting on my bum and I'm facing the camera and you call me way too sexy, then you're just being judgmental. So some things I now look at, I'm 39 years old, so or 39 years young, however you want to look at it. I look back at a lot of things and I wish that I could have approached it a little bit differently, because I do want to be a role model. And that's because now I know what that means.
So
okay, so wait. So here's the deal, because I'm starting to feel like you're doing like the Sean Spicer right now, like you're really not hitting this nail on the head. So now, I know we were told
Sean Spicer.
yeah, you do, because I think, Spud, the original question was, are reality TV personalities, I don't want to say stars, because some people are on TV but they're not stars. So what I will have to give, the homie the credit that's on that's here with us today, and she kind of put it in perspective. Flavor of Love was 06. It's now 17. And I also gotta really admit, and you might know her, and she's probably mad cool, but I was the one that was hating on Cardi B, because every record that I heard, the records ain't hot. I almost want you to stay in that TV lane, because to me the records ain't hot. And what they're trying to do.
It's not even about hot records; it's about hot movement. And if you have the popularity and you have, you got that stage presence, and you can sell tickets, and you can sell out concerts, and you can sell out even, just club venues or whatever. If you are popping with the millennials nowadays, they will give you a deal and they will support you as being a superstar and super on point. And I'm not trying to discredit her, because I think she's pretty fly. And as far as our reality stars, celebrities, musically,
are you telling me she's fly?
Yes.
So that means you still telling? Are you still listen? Wait. Are you still telling your children that there's a Santa Claus?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
I mean, are you lying? Are you lying to your kids about the fucking Tooth Fairy?
Well,
goodness gracious, F-bombs, Lamont.
I'm sorry.
I do. No, he can drop the F-bombs. It's cool. We all grown up. My 17-year-old, I do not say that Santa Claus is real, but I'll tell you what, my 6-year-old just lost a tooth and she got $5 from the Tooth Fairy. So like I said, right now, the world that we live in today, who's to say, who is fly and who is not? Because there's a new genre of music. I don't even know what you want to title it, but there's
it's not music, honey. It's not music. Some of it's not music.
But you know what? That's not fair, because that's like they're calling a genre called mumble rap. And I like the gentleman. I can't remember his name. He's a new guy in music, and he is from the West Coast. And he said it's unfortunate that, people who don't rap articulate, or people who don't rap a certain way, or you call someone like Designer a mumble rapper. Well, he has a skill. He has a skill, and he has something that's relative, when it comes to certain people that like and enjoy his music. And
wait. We have a lady here, but you're not going to monopolize this. You ain't running this here. What I am going to say to you is basically you're telling me that because I have an opinion that I'm either hating or I'm wrong.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
But,
no, you have the right to your opinion. But I'm just saying, I don't think that in your opinion that you should make it as the end-all be-all, because it's not. It's just your opinion.
Sugar, I've known you for a long time. And I've known you when you were, before you were the woman you are now. Let me just say it like that, right? Okay,
I agree.
Before, when you were a lot more shy and a lot more reserved, and now when I go onto your social media feed, I see a lot about sex. see a lot about Mr. Nasty Time.
No, not at all.
I see a lot about
Not
head.
me.
I see a
No,
lot about.
I don't say. I ain't never said nothing about no head. No,
yes, you have. Let me go
No,
back. I remember I commented
super
on it
sloppy
one time.
face master.
Exactly.
I ain't head. Super sloppy
Listen,
is not head. Don't call it head. I call it super sloppy. It's different.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right.
It's not the same.
I had to inbox you one time because this is going to go to show you how old my ass is. Because I was like, wait a minute. What in the world are you talking about right there? And you had to hit me back with the dog. I'm talking about. And I was like, oh, okay. I got it. Okay. So. Let's talk about, there's we've always kind of had this conversation between the way sexuality is kind of portrayed, right? You've always been more of a Jill Scott way of doing the sexuality, more less about the Little Kim way of doing it. Nothing wrong with Little Kim, nothing wrong with Jill Scott or whatever, but
right.
I want to, ask, and there's not a lot wrong with Lil' Kim.
Yo, I don't know what that facial is crazy right now, y'all.
Get off Lil' Kim, man. Listen, Lil' Kim trying to be Spanish, man.
Why did I see her face when you said that, though?
Yeah, Lil' Kim trying to be, Spanish.
Oh,
So,
poor Lil'
let us
Kim.
all chime in, but we'll start with, Sugar Ray. Sugar, how is it, and how do you, I guess, express yourselves to other women who are out there being slutty or raunchy or whatever, and you doing it in a more sexual way and not more in a slutty way? Right? Did I say that right?
You know what? The thing is on social media is that I can say anything.
I don't know if we can have more women on this podcast at all because Lamont and Maine are not even, they're not chiming in at all. This is the most quiet that they have been in 5 episodes.
Spud, my mama told me that when a woman is talking, you're supposed to shut the fuck up and listen.
Okay, and the problem is my mama didn't teach me that, so let me shut the fuck up.
Wow.
I'm taking notes.
I mean, honestly, it's like when you just come out and say things, to me, it just sounds slutty. But if you got that crazy wordplay, most of the times when I post things on social media, I'm not even saying it, but people read in between the lines and then they wind up saying crazy stuff in the comments. So it's I just like to be creative. Just like you said, head. I hate that word. Nah, be creative. I call it the super sloppy face master. That just sounds better coming from me. You know what I mean? Instead of me walking around saying head all day. I like the low stroker roller coaster. I come up with clever ways to say things without sounding so raunchy. I mean, this world is full of raunchy dialogue and dialect, and I just choose not to use that. And I think people respect that, especially when you said you hit me up, in the inbox, what the hell does that mean? That's hilarious to me. But you just have to use your imagination and just dig into your mental ghetto and pull out your inner stripper and just,
mental
your inner stripper.
Yes,
stripper.
you got to dig deep and get it.
Jesus.
Bring out your inner stripper sometimes. It's cool to do that. You can't be, I can't be all reserved all the time because it's not who I am. But at the same time, you can still be, sexy and classy without sounding like a whore. And that's what I try to do.
On one of your latest posts, you text, when you text him, it's Mr. Nasty Time. And you got this man riding around in a bike in a damn 7 feet of snow. 7 feet of snow. And he coming through on a bicycle because it's Mr. Nasty Time.
When you got that good, you ain't got to say much. You just say it's time.
And again, I'm old. I mean, and maybe you giving me some, some new tricks to, use on my wife or whatever. But I'm like, Mr. Nasty Time.
Yes.
Mr. Nap, and then I was like, oh,
Mr.
okay, cool.
Nasty
So
Time.
All right, so Lamont Maynard, it's on y'all.
So listen, I got so many questions. I had to turn the air conditioner up over here, man, because it was getting fucking warm over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it again. I want to shout out to my lovely wife. I love you, honey. Daddy will be home soon. but Sugar Ray, here's my question for you: is that where did all of this come from? Is it, what I also what's important to me is that, like, I follow you, you know, on your social media, and I've seen several pictures of your mom and your dad. And is it because that you saw that love with your parents as you were growing up that you kind of exude? And now, obviously, there's a certain level of respect between mom and dad, and it wasn't like, you know, a lot of dysfunction in your household as other people. So is that why you have this thing of this non-raunchiness? Because I never met mom, but looking at some of the photographs, you can tell mom take care of business. You know what I'm saying? And mom is kind of fly, too. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Mrs. Sugar Ray.
Wow. Did you not hear Sugar? Wait a minute. Did you not hear Sugar Ray say her dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan? I mean, he got a star on his chest, man. This man ain't scared of nobody. So that's what I'm saying. So where did you get this from? Did this come from the household? You just picked this shit up when you was at Teresa's one night or at the Cypher? Teresa's? Where did this come from?
No, Teresa's for real. I got that from Cutters. No, just playing.
Okay.
Hey.
No, you know what? I was brought up around a lot of love, and my parents had their ups and their downs, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's been in me. It's just in me. Like, my parents, they don't talk like me. You know that. But I don't know. It's just me. And
well, you don't know if your mom and your daddy talk like that.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm saying, like, in front of me, like, they don't do that in front of us, like me and my sister and brother. They, they're like Bill and Claire. You know what I mean? Like, you see them, snuggling and all that on the couch and all that stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, it ain't raunchy. So that's what I was brought up around.
Let me say something, and I think that when a woman has an excellent sense of humor, and a lot of times, particularly women with great senses of humor who are thick and well proportioned, they're more in touch with their sensuality than women who think like they're trying to have like the perfect figure or whatever the case may be. And it's because you got a level of comfort with yourself, and you can hear it in your voice, and it comes out of you, naturally exude that shit.
So you know what? Hold on, Sugar Ray, because once again, maybe they said some dumb shit. So you saying that all of the women all over the globe that are a size 2, because they're not well proportioned, that they don't have a certain level of self-respect and self-esteem, Maynard? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, that a woman who has a level of comfort with her body and has a great sense of humor and has a great outlook on life, it just naturally exudes as sensuality. And there are women who are thick and have those curves. They don't even know sometimes that they being sexual or sensual. They just walking, and you just be like, damn, that shit right there. That shit, I need some of that. They don't even know they being sensual.
Are you calling Sugar Ray, you know what I'm saying, thick or whatever? I mean,
yeah. Are you calling her? Does she have curves?
Sugar Ray curvy?
Yeah. Well proportioned? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, just go a quick scan, because I was looking for the super sloppy. What was it called?
Super sloppy face master.
I said, let me run past Sugar's Facebook page, and one of her videos where she's dancing, she says, "As y'all can see from my video, I'm thick."
Listen, man, I don't know if I'm as mad at Donald J. Trump as I thought I used to be, man, because he out here, man. Donald is living. You know what I'm saying?
You jumping on the Trump train?
I'm just telling you, I don't
jumping on the Trump train. That motherfucker been in a damn caboose for the longest time.
Hey, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth, man.
No, I can't. No, I didn't know. Did I say something?
Yes.
What I
yes.
said?
First of all, the Exceller does not have a caboose. Okay.
Oh, my bad. But Trump don't rock out on the Exceller. He don't rock out. That's Joe Biden.
One time for Joe Biden. That's what my man, Uncle Joe.
Joe Biden's like, man, damn, I should have ran. If I would have known it was going to be this much turmoil, I might as well have put my hat in the ring.
Exactly.
Speaking of Joe Biden, the Democrats, man. Maynard, let's start off with the Democrats. Democrats getting some wins. You know, first they helped block Obamacare. Well, the repealing of Obamacare. Today, Senator Chris Coons, stated that he was not going to support Neil Gorsuch for Supreme Court judge. You know, the filibuster is a success. So, Maynard, let's start it off. Are the Democrats winning, or are the Republicans just that bad as politicians?
Well, I mean, I think that the filibuster, if we go all the way through with what's going to happen, the Republicans are going to invoke the nuclear option, which is basically they're going to clear the rule for trying to get a certain super majority, if you will.
Right.
Once that happens, then they're going to be able to ramrod the next Supreme Court justice through with no question from the Democrats. It's going to be what they call a simple majority. They're going to get Gorsuch in no matter what. You know, the Democrats really don't have a leg to stand on to block him. They can filibuster, but then the nuclear option kicks in and they get him in. So they're going to get him in. Democrats look good in their home districts if they go ahead and filibuster.
Now, this is real quick. This is the second time that they had to do where they actually had to, do this particular type of nuclear, because didn't, Vice President Pence have to come in and settle the votes with, what's her name? Betsy DeVos?
Well, yeah, that really wasn't a nuclear option. He did get them over because they didn't have the votes. But that wasn't a nuclear option. The nuclear option is exactly as it sounds. It's like a blowing up of the rules.
Right.
So they're saying instead of getting 60, like a filibuster would require that you have 60. The Republicans don't have 60 out of the 100 senators.
Right.
So a simple majority is like 51. The Republicans can reach 51. But once they decide that they're going to change down to that threshold, then, all bets are off. So the very next, and what's going to happen is you look at like the court, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's, aging and she's, up in age. I can't remember how old she is, but it's like she's in her 80s. So she probably will not last through the Trump administration. We don't know if Trump is going to last through the Trump administration, but if she's out, then Trump will be able to nominate another person, and thereby they will still have the nuclear option available at that point, and they'll just do 51. There's no real there's no real loss for Democrats to go ahead and force the Republicans to go nuclear option. They're going to get what they want anyway. It makes you look good as a Republican when you go. I'm sorry, as a Democrat when you go home and say, well, I didn't vote for Gorsuch. And people are like, yeah, that's what we sent you there for. So great.
Yeah, but doesn't it give the Democrats some momentum at this point? I mean, they're starting to get some momentum. What I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we still got to develop the bench. And we talked a little bit about Joe, and for Joe and Hillary to be out in the front right now, it's anticlimactic to those who want to come up in the ranks because they're afraid, like, if I decide to start getting my money operation on to try to get to the next level, am I going to get clobbered by Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton? And maybe they might not want to jump in that game.
Wait, so are you thinking that, Hillary Clinton's going to run a third term?
I mean, she's doing some political things. I don't know if that means she is. And I think Joe has already.
I could have swore last week you were like, nah, that's not a good look, because Lamont was saying that, third time's a charm.
No, it's not a good look. But she's out there floating trial balloons on it, and I think so is Joe Biden. And I just think that if they do get themselves muddy in here, it's going to send a signal to other young Democrats, particularly progressive Democrats, that we're not listening to you right now.
You think in 2018 or you think in 2020?
I'm talking about the 2020 race. Now, the 2018 race, anybody who's running in 2018 ain't running in 2020, right? I mean,
right. I'm just thinking, you were talking about Joe Biden. I'm just, was just kind of clarifying to make sure that you're thinking that he's going to make that run, in 2020. He's intimated as much. He's kind of put it out there that he's thinking about it. You think he got a chance after he did, took it, and decided not to run this time?
You know what? Honestly, Hillary or Joe or me or you pretty much have a really good opportunity against this Don Trump shit.
Lamont, you not going Kanye West 2020?
Well, see, first of all, let's back up because I still think that again, Maynard's off base. And one time for Hillary, because I just saw this and pay attention.
By the time this episode is up, now, Maynard, you know tomorrow morning that Chelsea's going to be sitting down with my man Charlie Rose, right? Right.
Okay.
On, I'm a CBS guy. And I keep saying to myself, Chelsea's kind of always on the laid back tip. You know what I'm saying? Only her and Bill come out when it's time to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why is Chelsea starting to do the rounds? You know what I'm saying? And again, she's starting at CBS. I heard she's got a couple other things that she's going to be doing in New York City tomorrow. Yep. Sitting down with a few other people doing some interviews. And I'm just asking myself why. So don't throw Hillary in the trash, as you've done so eloquently in the past several episodes, because she might just still have some gas in the tank, player. See, here we go. Here we go with the foolishness.
Yo.
Come on, man. What?
Yeah, we need new blood. Let me tell you what we know right now to kind of take it back. Barack Obama passed health care, right? It wasn't the best health care bill. It wasn't the worst. It was the first step. It never had been done. The country is forever on the trajectory of providing health care to people. We can't change that. I don't know. And that was something that, although Hillary was a big proponent of it back in 94, Barack did that. I don't know if there's a Hillary Clinton thing right now that she could put the country on a path to. She's not a champion of some big, huge cause. And right now, the progressive wing of the party is all about big, huge gestures, huge things, not bureaucratic gestures, not like, I run an efficient government. They want a big thing to happen, energy independence or something like that. That's not really her space, and that's why the progressives rejected her.
So should we just tell Chelsea don't come to the station in the morning?
Yo,
should Chelsea just stay home? I'm just asking.
Chelsea, you think Chelsea? You think that's what she's doing? That she's preparing? I think she's probably preparing to release a book or something like that. That's what I would imagine.
Or maybe she's even thinking about making her own run. I mean, it is her time. She's she's a woman now. It might be her opportunity for her to be able to separate herself from her mom and her dad. I mean, it's time for her to make her own. Steps. Don't you think?
Right.
I think that there's some really great opportunities for Chelsea to serve in a local district, as maybe run for city council or mayor or. But you are
so disrespectful, bro.
What has Chelsea been elected to?
But she got to start though, Maynard. Though.
Right. Yeah. She got to start. Does she have to start at president?
No,
we didn't say that.
Okay,
I'm saying Maynard.
I said she should get a start. She could be in city council, mayor. She could
city
be
council though.
Governor.
Come on, man.
What do you think the mayor is? If you're the mayor of New York, you just basically another council person.
Being a black man in America is this is par for the course, bro. What was really sad, and we could take the whole podcast up and talk about, what we're dealing with on a national, international, local level that, is pretty much the same as it was about 50 years ago. The only difference now is that we got a couple credit cards in our pocket. Some of us have a bigger house, but we got more debt to go with that house. But, you get a lot of the same things that some of our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents had to deal with, period, point blank.
Okay, wow. Jason Whitlock. All right, Jason Whitlock.
I'm just saying. That's
okay there, Jason Whitlock. Let me say something, man.
Ooh, whoa. I just saw that stab. You said, Jason, what?
You heard me.
Come on, you need to chill with that.
I'm saying, man, how we can just say we going to just like, hey, put some paint over it and keep it moving. This is to say that we should reasonably. No.
What's the plan, man?
First of all, the plan, you talk for a long time, Lamont. Can I just talk?
I got you.
My
bro.
goodness, you just want to hear yourself talk.
He's riled up tonight.
With the new microphone all loud and everything.
I turned you down, bro. I turned you down.
So we can't just allow this kind of disrespect to occur to any of us. You wouldn't allow that to happen to occur and to be okay for you if they came up into Bergen County and they went up they got into the country club community and they came down your block. They got past all the gated stuff and everything, and the security guard wasn't watching, and they spray painted the N-word on the front of you. First of all, I already know that your people ain't having that. I already know your people ain't having that. I know there's going to be we're going to get some investigation. Y'all going to be like, yo, we need to go ahead and get Bob Mueller and
and Comey out here to investigate who did what, when, and how. I want to know who knew what when. You ain't gonna tell me. You ain't gonna tell me that you're gonna just be like, well, hey, we're gonna put some paint on it and keep it moving. You're a liar with that, Lamont. I'm gonna call you a liar right there.
No, Maynard.
And
I'm saying, no, Maynard, you're right. And I'm gonna tell you why you're right. Because I definitely want to send a special shout out to the chief of police in my town. We don't have to say what town. We definitely were eating lunch together just yesterday at the country club, and that's real on some 100. You know what I'm saying? Those who are listening, you know what I'm saying, that are in Bergen County, they know what I'm talking about. One time for the chief. It's my man, you know what I'm saying, 50 grand. So, man, you're right. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're absolutely correct. And I'll say again, we were having lunch yesterday at the country club at around 1:30 in the afternoon. Yes, you're right. Yes.
And so up off top, the idea that if we say let's roll some paint over this and just keep it, and that it's this way, and we're gonna, it's still, yes, you're right. There is still racism in America. There probably always will be racism. There's always going to be somebody who has the capacity to hate somebody else based on their skin, their sex, their sexual orientation, their looks, whether they're team dark skin or team light skin or team in between. I don't know, but we're not at the point. We're not at the position that we should be prepared to just walk away from that. We're not doing that.
So, man, what's the plan? I'm saying, what is the plan of attack? Because what I'm tired of doing, and I don't know what day we're on in this presidency of Donald Trump, but sometimes I just have to turn the TV off because this dude makes my head hurt on every move that him and his whole squad is making. Y'all beating up on Bill Cosby, I just got so much to get off my chest right now. The price of tuna in a can is going through the roof. I'm just trying to find out what's going on out here, baby.
Popcorn at Trader Joe's is going up.
Yo. You know what I'm saying?
So Spud, look, Spud, let's open the blinds and turn the lights off. Let's just go ahead and let Lamont just have a moment on the couch.
Well, Lamont, again, I'm still suffering.
Hold on. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel that, and again, I saw something on the internet, on Facebook, and this was really scary, bro, is that they took some clips from Donald Trump's speeches on the campaign trail, and they did like a little mashup with some of the things that happened in Selma, Alabama, some of the things that happened in Mississippi in the 50s and 60s, and how, what Donald Trump was saying was kind of like, it mirrored what was happening in those days of the people at the lunch counter, the dogs being sicked on people, the water hoses. I mean, it's scary, bro. It's like, it's almost like on some deja vu, even though I wasn't.
Back to the Nixon administration.
Exactly. Well, I would say we can go back before Nixon, but we can put it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to take it back. We got to take it back.
Yeah.
We got to take it back before the Kennedy days. We got to take it deep. We go all the way back to, obviously, slavery itself.
Yeah. I mean, they canceled Underground. Well, they didn't really cancel it. They just couldn't afford it. I mean, I can't see Underground no more. I'm just like, I'm tight out here, bro. I'm like.
Well, let me ask you this question, because I got into this debate, with somebody the other day, and they were, and speaking of LeBron James, they were saying that, how LeBron James said that it's still hard for, black people in America or black men in America, and so forth and so on. And this person was saying to me that, he didn't believe that that was a true statement, because he was saying that, black people got it better than, what we think we have it. And so.
Oh, no.
And you need to go back to Lamont's point, right? I mean, what is the solution? Here's the problem.
Let's start with just identifying the problem, because this is on some BS.
But that is my point about the problem.
Hold on. Think about what this person said to you for a second before we even jump. Think about it. He said, well, black people do have it good. That's to say, like, all right, we used to beat you 7 days a week, but now we beating you 2 days a week. That's 5 days better.
And I totally disagree with him. I was like, dude, you are crazy. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anytime that, a young black man can get shot by the police in the middle of the street and they get off, I mean, trust me, we still got a long way to go. Here's the problem, and I throw this back to you, Maynard. In regards to Lamont's point, in regards to what is the plan, what is the solution? The problem with black folks is that we will riot. I mean, we will, let me take that back. We will rally, we will, march, we will protest, and then nothing else happens. after that, it's just like, okay, we move on. And to your point in regards to, LeBron James, yes, you shouldn't just put no paint over it and just keep it moving. The problem is that nobody's going to do anything about the fact that somebody wrote the N-word on LeBron James's property and got away with it. We're not going to do nothing about it.
Now, what we need to do the things that we always have been, what we always were supposed to do. We have to be vigilant. No. We have to be vigilant. That's one.
Someday.
B, we have to vote for the individuals that we think best support our interests. And when they do support our interests, we continue to support them. When they don't, we put pressure on them until they do. And if they won't act right, we vote them out.
We can't even get our people to vote.
So then let's get to see. If we're having a difficult time mobilizing our people to vote, then we have got to, and there is a sister out here who I'm really interested in us speaking to, and I'll share her information a little bit later, who wrote an article back in February. Her name is L. Joy Williams, who wrote an article back in February talking about the importance of voting in the midterm and local elections. And we've got to educate ourselves on the power of our vote, particularly at the lower level. I was speaking with at the lower levels, and I mean by lower levels like mayor and city council and senators and state and et cetera, et cetera. I was speaking to a brother today, and we are talking about what it takes to mobilize ourselves and how much we were all excited because we were going to vote for Barack Obama and we all in it. And then 2 years later, nothing. We lost the House. I know this goes back to episode 1. And then, not long after that, we lost the Senate and we lost something like, we have only like 16 gubernatorial or governor mansions across the country right now that are Democrats. That means that we have been we've been giving away our own responsibility and accountability and letting other people make the decisions for us. So we got to stop that.
So Maynard, can I respectfully make a comment to what you've been spewing the last several episodes? Because I just think, like you just said to us and to everybody that's listening to us all over this great country, even outside of this great country, is that we're going to legislate a thought process, a way of thinking that is like utter buffoonery or just foolishness.
No. Well, hold on.
Because you said that the plan is, because Spud's question was, what is the plan? How do we execute somebody spraying the N-word? And you're sitting here telling us that we need to worry about who we're gonna vote for. No, Maynard.
Yes, it does it has to start there. It has to start there. The reason why it has to start there is because we need to have the persons on our side that are going to hire the police chiefs and the investigators and the sheriffs and all those people who are going to be sensitive. Do you know that what would happen in, let's say, for instance, in the city of Virginia Beach, they will investigate or go into communities, and in any city across the country, really, they will police communities that they kind of are incentivized to police those communities. They don't police other communities in the same way that they police our communities. So what we need to do is put pressure on the mayors, to put pressure on the police chiefs, to put pressure on the investigators, to make certain that they are not just policing us for the sake of policing brown and black bodies, but they are also policing communities for crime. And they're policing communities for crime that may very well, if you look for something, you'll find it. The reason why there's not much crime in white communities that's recorded is because they don't look for it. But we have to put pressure on them to do that. We have to put pressure on people to say these are hate crimes. When that gentleman killed the brother a couple of weeks ago, who Robert Collins, that's his name. Is that correct, Mike? Lamont, in Baltimore?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. And then we have to put pressure on them to create laws that highlight these hate crimes and say, you will get the same remedy that a black man would get. And if that's death, then you're getting death.
and then we're gonna level the playing field on that. Now that doesn't stop somebody from being hateful. I understand what you're saying. You're right. That still allows people to be
Wait. What did you say, Maynard?
That doesn't stop people from being hateful.
No. Before that, go back like 6-7 more words.
I don't know what you're saying.
What do you mean? I mean, I got the tape. It's on tape, bro. Like you say it again.
Tape? What's on tape, Lamont? What's on tape?
I think you said I was right.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay, gotcha. For hip hop overall, I know for me growing up, hip hop was just about, the beat, the rhyme, you know what I mean? And the DJ manipulating the beat. You know what I mean? Now it's like, how many followers does the artist have on Instagram and what does their show look like? And did they get caught popping pills or, like we definitely got to get the shot.
Hip hop though. None of that's hip hop. Hip hop is a thing. Hip hop is a thing that is what it is. You can't just like, this is now all of a sudden, he got the fly ceiling fan in his house. So that's hip hop. No, it's not.
Well, no, here's where I disagree with you, Maynard. I think, we also got to be honest that, Maynard, you're a young man that is above, what some would consider to be a targeted demographic of what they consider to be new hip hop. Hip hop, what we consider it to be, it is different. And we can't just say our idea of hip hop is what these younger people have to have as the same idea. You can't do that. That's not right.
And
that's not fair.
This
is pop culture. This is not hip hop.
This is pop culture. But it always is going into the narrative. I mean, LL Cool J talked about, his cars. He talked about their clothes. I mean, they talked about, the things that they have. They talked about materialistic items as well. 40s that
nobody has a problem with you saying that. What I'm saying is hip hop.
You do.
Listen, hold on.
Everything in 88 is fine.
The things that are being said in a rap song or a hip hop song aren't necessarily hip hop. That's what that person's experience is in hip hop. It doesn't make it because somebody talks about a pair of a Tom Ford suit doesn't make Tom Ford hip hop. It just means that this person is experiencing something different than what most people in hip hop know, and then he's just talking about it. That's fine.
No,
hip hop is not.
No, I disagree. No, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. And this is so 100, Maynard. When I got married 5 years ago, right? I went to a place and I said, I'm gonna get me a tailored tuxedo. I got a tuxedo. Hell, I didn't even know whatever. But I was on the inside and it said Tom Ford. Tom Ford. Where did I hear that from? I heard that from Jay-Z. I didn't know what that was.
But you know what? So that's not hip hop. Just Jay-Z mentioned it didn't mean that Tom Ford started making suits after Jay-Z mentioned it. Because Wu-Tang Rock Polo and Ralph Lauren stuff didn't make Polo and Ralph Lauren hip hop. They were already Polo and Ralph Lauren. Hip hop gravitated to it. It didn't gravitate to them.
Can I finish, Maynard? What you will admit is that hip hop is a culture, correct?
Yes, it is.
What I'm saying is that when Jay-Z put that in that song, because he is considered to be hip hop, he put his stamp on it. He was like, yo, X, Y, and Z, Tom Ford. So he did make that having a Tom Ford a part of the hip hop culture.
No.
It is.
What Maynard is saying is hip hop is these are and Maynard can say it better than we can in regards to what the basis and what the foundation of hip hop is based off of: graffiti, b-boying, whatever, whether DJing, whatever the rest of the ones Maynard knows it better than.
But those are the five. Those are the 5 elements of hip hop.
Okay, go back. Hold on. But that is the core elements of what hip hop is. So those are the aspect of hip hop. And what I think I hear Maynard saying is that because Jay-Z is hip hop, but because Jay-Z mentions Tom Ford doesn't make Tom Ford hip hop. It's just Jay-Z likes Tom Ford. Am I right on that, Maynard?
Right. And yes, you're right. And listen to what Lamont's story said. Lamont said, I was getting married. I walked into the place to get a tailored tux. I saw this thing. It said Tom Ford. I was like, I never heard of that. That means that Tom Ford was making an impression on you without hip hop making an impression on you. You made a connection.
No, I had no idea about Tom. I had no idea.
You had no idea about Tom Ford. Tom Ford was making suits before Jay-Z mentioned him. All right. I'm not saying that,
he didn't introduce it to a bunch of people. But that's like saying if Jay-Z makes a song and says, I had some Wrigley's Double Mint gum, that all of a sudden Wrigley's Double Mint is hip hop. No, it's just it's a product that happens.
So you're saying again, right? So Timberlands are not hip hop. So when people talk about I got to wear my Timbs and my triple fat goose or my North Face, well, maybe not North Face, that's a suburban thing. But let's just stick with Timberland, for example. Is Timberland, what would you consider that to be? That's just a shoe that people just wear, right?
It's a byproduct.
Yeah, it is, because people were wearing Timberlands way before hip hop was a thing.
Okay, I totally disagree, but I'll let you have that. Today is your day, Maynard, because T.I. and Tiny is no longer on VH1. So today you can have that, Maynard, because I'm still tender because of that. You feel me?
Don't say you're tender. What?
But I do think, before Maynard gets his cactus, I think it's something that you really, really jumped over, unless Maynard's
one, because you did say he was going to get one.
No, I'm saying, I'm saying, well, no, he needs one. You know what I'm saying, for some of his foolish stuff. Right? But I'm hoping as we roll into the cactus that that he gives it to somebody that really, really needs it. Somebody who smokes a lot of weed and who doesn't believe in God.
We don't need anybody pointing in any direction for the cactus.
Maynard,
I think I can
send
take
you
care
a
of it.
list of the people who were off limits for the cactus this week? Because it sounds like he sent me a message to say these people are off limits for the cactus. Anybody else can get it, but I just want to reiterate that I sent you a list, and these people are off limits. That's what it kind of sounded like.
Exactly.
Well, he's really saying
so
this is one. Back. If you don't cactus up this one dude, then you ain't doing your job. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. I'm gonna fall back and let you breathe.
Okay. Can I get it now? Is it my turn?
Yes,
Can I
ladies
get
and
it?
gentlemen, it's now time for the cactus of the week. This is where somebody says something very stupid and they got to choke on the cactus. Maynard, the floor is yours, my brother.
Yo, Spud, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it? Okay, here we go. Cactus. The cactus, it really, really had a hard time finding a home this week. I can tell you what, a couple of people I thought were probably, on the verge of getting a cactus. I thought for a moment that Miss Hillary Clinton, with her little frisky little words, she might have been cactus worthy. But, no, I thought that Kathy Griffin might have been cactus worthy for her behavior. Not that she took the picture, but that she turned around and started crying the blues and my career, blah, blah, blah. Yo, Kathy, you did what you did. Just stand by it. So, but no, I'm going to let her slide. I thought for a moment that I was going to have to give the cactus to Don Trump, but we also know that Don Trump has standing cacti available for him at any time. I think cacti is the plural of cactus. I'm not sure. I thought that I was going to give it to Jason Whitlock and Lamont for being tender, but I'm going to let that slide too. But as Lamont was indicating and hinting and inferring and implying and all that, whatever, all the innuendo, there's one person who deserves the cactus. Now, I'm going to break the program director's rules here by saying house nigger. Bill Maher goes on his show, Real Time with Bill Maher, on Friday night and is speaking to Senator Ben Sasse. Ben Sasse says, we do have these jobs in our community, and in fact, we're talking about the climate issues. And Bill Maher says, yeah, I understand you got those jobs. And then Ben Sasse says, yeah, you need to come out and work in the fields with us.
I got the clip.
And
you want
Bill
me to play
Paul, yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
Here's the clip.
We'd love to have you work in the fields with us. Work in the fields? That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house nigga. No, it's
and that's Bill Maher, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, in the past, I've said that Dave Chappelle should have a little bit more license to use the word nigga. I think we all, as Black people, have, not all, but many times, Black people have used that word, whether as a term of endearment, as a something that we said in anger, as something to describe someone we found distasteful. But we also have always used a rule that while it may be an objectionable term, that the Black community has a pass at saying it because it belongs to us.
but other people don't have a past. Bill Maher, you may have dated some sisters. I think he dated Kerry Washington at one point in the past. I'm not 100% certain if that's accurate. You may have been down with some black folks. You have black folks on the show all the time. You don't get a pass to say nigger, house nigger, field nigger, nigger. Any way you spell it, any way you say it, you don't get a pass, my dude. As a result, I'm going to have to ask you to take this cactus deep to the throat. I want you to chortle on that real quick. All right? Just right there in the throat and enjoy that and I hope your season ends without you making another mistake, because I will revisit you with some more cactus.
Let's talk about this white boy for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I like using that word. This white boy who, I remember distinctly how he was walking up Hollywood Boulevard with a superhead on his arm, because I used to be his girlfriend, like for real.
Right. I forgot about that.
Right. You know, how my man was prancing around like he was down with the bros, and, you know, he was puffing the L, and he was hanging out with this guy and that guy. And yep, somebody said, well, Lamont, he always gives your man Killer Mike a platform. I said, yeah, okay, cool. But at the same time, there's still a line that we're not supposed to cross. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Maynard, you're right. Spud, you're right. We shouldn't use the N-word amongst one another. But you know what? Spud said this earlier. We're going in Spud house, stay in this house. So I feel like if we amongst ourselves and that's how it go down, that's amongst us. This white boy don't get that kind of conversation to be on HBO in that space. Nah, that's not cool. See, sooner or later, a line has to be drawn. And I said this on my Facebook page when I was having this discussion, is that I guarantee you 100 million gazillion Bitcoins that if he was to say that and say something derogatory about the Jewish community.
That's that Bergen County talk.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I threw it out there real quick. You know what I'm saying? That this would have been nipped in the bud. So it also very quickly, there would have been some real serious, disciplinary, whether we got kicked off the air, I don't know. But it would have been, Anti-Defamation League would have got, tight. God forbid he would have said something about the real gangsters, the LGBT community, you know what I mean? Because them dudes would have been like, he gets off the air, and he would have been gone. So it also, like I said, it goes back to what we said earlier, is we got to figure out how do we make these people respect us a little bit more? Because at the end of the day, that the way he was derogatory to me and the people that are like me is because they don't really respect us like that. You know what I mean? So he go ahead. I'm sorry, man, because I got tight about this one. I got real.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even have given the cactus. I think you should have gave that, because you were eloquent with that, my dude. Yeah. Very much eloquent. Well said, my friend. Well said.
Yeah. So again, you're right. I'm sitting there looking, and it's a couple of black girls, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Go ahead.
I feel like
he likes the black.
What has to happen too right now, Bill, I'm still watch you on Fridays. We need. There was a moment on Tim Russard's show when Meet the Press, when Tim was still alive, when Gwen Ifill, who has passed on just recently, came on Tim's show, and she gut punched him with respect. But it was after the Imus scenario, when Imus had called those girls, the girls from Rutgers, some nappy-headed hoes or whatever he said about them, which was a very horrible statement for him to make. And Tim Russert came on Meet the Press, and he was saying, we really can't have this, that, and the other, and so, and Imus gets away with this. And then Gwen Ifill said, you know what, Tim, God bless you, but you allowed for that to occur. You're a big dog here at NBC. You didn't check Don Imus, and he works for NBC. Your voice was silent. I missed your voice. She gut punched him on his own show, and he respected her after that. Like, oh, you know what? I guess you got a point. So the next African American that goes on there, and just 2 weeks ago, it was Brother Cornel West and Neil deGrasse Tyson. But the next brother that goes on there, the next sister that goes on there, needs to point out, like, hey, yo, I'm going to bring this up and make this a whole thing and take over your show, but I need to let you know that was disrespectful. And I came on here because we're friends still, but don't let this get twisted. You need to make amends.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. We'll be back again next Tuesday with another episode. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you again next week.